sure if you are not subscribed to my channel, I have some really good content based off of price action. I don't use a lot of indicators and things like that. I like a clean chart, but I have a few of the indicators that I use, such as the fib, the trend line, and just the support and resistance and some of the other little things that I use. I just don't have my chart full of everything a lot of the time. So let's get right into this video. So on UJ, to get back into UJ, what we did was we went in, we got our bias, we determined it was on a downtrend, and we saw here in this area that it had broke above that on yesterday. Well, it was attempting to break above it. So we drew the trend line from the other trends, and we saw that, hey, this is following the trend line. But as we, as the day went on, without us being in the charts, I come back this morning, it broke above that trend line. So does this make it an uptrend? Not necessarily, but we have some bullish activity. So what we do with that on the higher time frame is we draw up our resistance to the bullish activity. When we draw up our resistance, those are levels or points of interest that we want to look at moving forward to see if the market is going to react to this. That way, if we're in a trade, we can either make the proper adjustments or get out of that trade and start looking for something else. But being that the way UJ is the way it is right now, I'm thinking that it'll continue for now into the next level of resistance at least, so we can reanalyze that. It has an area of support that it drew up, that it has started forming on the lower time frame. So what I did is I took a demand zone, drew it in here, and I would wait, since the market opened this morning, for this retracement to come and tap back into this demand zone and have me a trade. Even if you trade on the 5-minute time frame, y'all, look at this. If you trade on this 5-minute time frame, I marked up this one candle here. Let's drop down to 5. It marks up the whole zone for you, pretty much, basically. So if you want to get into this, watch it. Make sure you're following. If you do support and resistance, supply and demand, this is a perfect setup for you. If it doesn't hit, that's fine. But if it does, hey, you're winning. So I would wait for the retracement here, for it to go back, tap into this demand zone, and continue to this area here. So if you were looking for something this morning, I don't know why it just draws it so wide for me. So if you're looking for something this morning, bam, let's look and see if this hits on 15-minute chart. And I would probably get out around here. So if you want that, go get it. So I'm going to try to release this video early enough to where if you're in it, you can get a 1 and 2. So that's a good trade for this morning. Let's see if that hits. We'll leave that. Sorry, y'all, didn't have the chart on. So that's a 1 and 2. So I have my stop loss a little bit below, and I have entering the trade and getting in and trying to get some profits with a 1 to 2 target. That's on UJ. Let's drop on over to GJ. So GJ, we had a discussion about GJ. GJ had a previous level, a lower level, that it broke above, and it is kind of trying to create that support level here on the 4-hour chart, and it's respecting it. I drew a level of resistance here because that's the next level or point of interest that we're going to be watching to react to. Same thing on this. Y'all can look here, over here, it broke above this area, y'all. So even if you want to draw a demand zone here, wait for it to go and tap in, it's trending above the EMA on the lower time frame, but we're still on a downtrend on the higher time frame. We're just watching these levels. Doesn't mean you can't take a counter trend trade. That's what we're doing until we find out that it's reversed. So we drop down to the 15-minute chart. we got our candle encircled on the 15-minute. We drew our demand zone, a demand on our one candle. If you drop down to the 5-minute, it has encircled that whole zone, y'all. Just watch your charts and know what's going on in the market. If you understand price action, that just does it for you. That's when things start to click. So being that we have this getting ready to retrace, hit this zone, we have another trade that could potentially play out here. So you could draw it a little bit below that, get a 1 and 3 on this. I usually go to like either before that last previous high or whatever. I'll stay in that zone. So you could get a 1 and almost 1.5, 1 to 3.5 on your RR for this. So, I mean, and I want to do the last one just because the market's already open for everybody. Just be aware of the bullish candlestick on GJ. We're waiting for the close of the candlesticks. We don't do anything without confirmation of the close. Make sure you are paying attention to that. Let's move on to gold, y'all. Gold did a thing. Remember when I said it looked like a head and shoulders? If you did not see my previous video, you're missing out. Go back and watch my previous video. Okay, off my soapbox. Okay, gold had a head and shoulders because I was looking at it and I was like, this is a head and shoulders because of this, this, and this. But we were waiting for this area to do what it was going to do. Well, it did. It broke below that support on the 4-hour. Remember, the higher the confirmation, the more solid it is, y'all. The lower the time frame, the noisier the chart. So we got our confirmation that it was trending and potentially in a head and shoulders pattern. We still have a higher high here. We have this wick that I'm just really not going to give a lot of attention to because it looks like it could have been some news or something like that. So we're just watching this area. We got a huge bearish candlestick forming on the daily, but we always want to wait till the close. So on the 4-hour, looks like it's currently respecting the current support. I'm going to drop down to the 15-minute. That looks like it's on a retracement. And our gold, I would look for sales. It says buys on the higher time frame, which is, I can see that. But if you want to counter trend trade, I would look to see if it's going to tap into this area here. If it taps into that area and it's kind of respecting this resistance here, I could scalp it. Let's see what we got. And we got even more opportunity on the lower time frame. So just be mindful that the market, and even on that gold, it's trending below the EMA still. So just be aware that things are happening, the market's moving. I think UJ and GJ are two really good trades to consider taking this morning. So if y'all are not late, I'm gonna post this video as soon as I possibly can. The market literally just opened 15-20 minutes away. So thank y'all for tuning in. As we have the gold I'm looking at right now, y'all, let me see if I can get something. This is the lower time frame, like the 5-minute, and then there's a level of resistance here that kind of confirms that stop loss area. So let's see what it does. I'm just gonna leave the chart on and see what it does. But let's just watch that, and thank y'all for watching. As you can see on our UJ trade, we hit take profit as well, and it still continued to buy. So that was a win. We have 2 wins on our gold trade. I believe the stop loss was hit, but if you would have re-entered, you could have got in and still make profit on our gold trade. So that could have been 3 for those of you that know how to actually trade the market. I just wanted to congratulate those of you that got in on this trade. If you haven't, make sure you subscribe to my video and like this video as well. It helps the algorithm. And this is Currency Queen, and until next time, talk to you soon. Enjoy the view.